Hey guys, we're going to do part three of this interview now. It has been a little while, so I may not remember any of my answers. If I don't remember, then I'll just make up something else that might still be at least close to what I originally said. So, like I said, part three, and whenever you're ready.
This section is called Obstacles. What has been the biggest challenge you faced in your pool playing journey so far?
I think probably pretty obvious that my biggest challenge has been a physical one. Also, constantly griping about my vision. A couple years ago, it was my right foot. A year and a half ago, it was my left ankle. Getting older, falling apart physically, and I guess hoping it doesn't get worse. Luckily for me, a lot of the things that have bothered me have, magically fixed themselves. The vision has not fixed itself. This arm is getting better very, very, very slowly, but the other stuff's okay. So, I think other than that, maybe back when I first started playing, it was a financial challenge for me to be able to go to tournaments and play for money, things like that. Couldn't really afford to do the traveling I wanted or would have needed to do. I couldn't really afford to play a lot of people for what they wanted to play me for, just in case I lost. And maybe that's like a coward's excuse, but it's the one I have, and it's certainly the one that I used, back then a lot. But yeah, I'd love to go play whatever tournament, but I can't. I guess work was probably a part of it then and now. Hell, maybe even more so right now, that it's so tough to get any time off of work to be able to do anything. Now that I can afford it, for the most part, I can afford these things. I can't do them because of work. So, absolutely, challenges. What I might consider to be my biggest challenge, probably the physical stuff. And unfortunately, that's probably not something that's ever going to go away completely. Oh, I missed that shot. Go ahead.
How do you deal with setbacks and losses in competitions?
I feel like I've always had a pretty good attitude about setbacks and losses. I've kind of always known ever since pretty close to the beginning that I'm a decent player. And if I have a bad day, it's not going to be like that forever. It's going to get better. I can have a bad night, down here practicing, and it doesn't bother me. I know the next time I come down here and practice, I'm likely to shoot pretty well. Kind of the same thing in tournaments or gambling matches. If I lose, I lose. I do have a problem with losing if I didn't feel like I shot well. If I shoot well and I'm playing somebody better than me, I'm supposed to lose, unless they happen to play badly. Also, I try to keep everything I do as a learning opportunity. Even if I go in, I play a tournament, whatever, and I stink up the place and I lose, I go 2-and-out. Maybe I didn't learn anything from the actual playing, but I feel like I probably did learn a little bit more about how to deal with it, how to deal with sticking up the place and going 2-and-out. And maybe I didn't, but I tell myself that, yeah, even though it wasn't a good outing or whatever, it taught me something. As long as I'm observant and self-aware enough to know and realize, hey, it might not have been a good day financially or whatever, but it was helpful for my overall pool game long term. I think that makes sense. Okay, go ahead.
Have you ever faced any personal or professional obstacles that made you consider giving up pool? How did you overcome
Oh
them?
man, it's a tough one because I have stopped playing pool, but it has never been like for something I would consider to be like an obstacle, either personal or professional, whatever. A couple of times I've quit. You don't want to hear this, but because I wasn't interested in playing, I had other interests. And professionally, no. Even though have had some professional obstacles, I don't feel like any of them have caused me to give up pool or want to give up pool. There's certainly times where I would have to cut back on pool, and I have quit. But again, not because of an obstacle. To me, an obstacle is like something bad. No, that's not why I quit. And now I'm back. So go ahead.
What sacrifices have you had to make to improve your skills and pursue your passion for pool?
I don't remember that question. So, kind of hard to say what I have sacrificed to play pool because if I sacrificed it, I don't know what it was, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I mean, I certainly never did anything drastic like, leave my wife and kids to play pool. That would have been a sacrifice. Certainly never did anything like that. I've never, quit a job or even ended a relationship to play pool. The sacrifices I have made, I don't really know what they are because I did never do them. It may, I never been to Antarctica. Is that a sacrifice? Maybe, but if I had never played pool, then maybe I could have gone to Antarctica. I don't know. To me, it seems like a silly question. That's probably why I didn't remember it. Go ahead.
How do you balance your time between practicing pool and other responsibilities in your life?
Well, one of the easy things about that is I don't have a whole lot of like millions of things to do like in my life. My main thing, my main hobby and everything is pool. So I'm not balancing pool with juggling or chainsaw art or whatever else might be coming up. It's pool. I'm a bit of a beer snob, and have I balanced that? Well, I can only drink so much, so I don't. I want to ever say, well, I can't play pool because I got to go drink more, or I can't drink more because I got to go play pool. No, there's kind of a built-in balance with that. No, that wasn't a very good answer. To just not. I mean, I have a work and a regular life balance that I always struggle to maintain. But as far as pool and then like the rest of my personal life, I'm just not thinking of anything that's been any kind of a struggle for me to balance. If I feel like playing pool, I play pool. If I feel like going to Covington, I go to Covington. If I feel like going to New Orleans for vacation, I go to New Orleans for vacation. I don't ever remember a case where it was pool or something else, except for the work thing or something. But the pool and some other part of my personal life, I don't ever remember anything like that. That was a problem. Now, if I do, I guess maybe I could tack it on the end of this video. But I'm just not thinking of anything like that right now. That the last question? Yeah. Okay, so that was part 3. I didn't like any of the answers. I really don't remember a whole lot about this part of the interview when it first happened either. That's probably why I don't like the answers. I had a lot of things that were asked were things that weren't really relevant to me, or as relevant as maybe as she thought they were going to be. It was like there was a generic amateur pool player questions. Let's ask them, and they weren't particularly relevant to me. I don't remember what the last part of the video is.
Personal insights.
Oh, personal insights. That might be a little bit better because that'll be like, in theory, a little bit more tailored to me instead of generic pool player guy. Not really sure. Well, we'll record that at some point in the future, maybe tomorrow, and then that'll be it for this little video. And thanks to you guys.